Rabbit's Feet is a pretty decent Warner Brothers cartoon. This was released in 1960. It's directed by Chuck Jones and written by Mike Maltese. And we have Mel Blanc voicing Bugs Bunny and also Wile E. Coyote. And this is something I've mentioned before. I find it very unusual when Wile E. Coyote talks. And there's nothing wrong with the voice of the character. Mel Blanc obviously does a very good job, but I find it quite jarring. But with this one, actually, I loved the dialogue between Bugs and Wile E. Coyote. I think it worked very well. It's the usual setup of Wile E. Coyote doing everything he can to try and capture, well, not so much capture, but lure Bugs and eat Bugs. And Bugs, of course, gives as good as he gets and does everything he can to evade being eaten. And I'll be honest, the things that Wile E. Coyote tries, the situations that Bugs finds himself in this particular cartoon, they're not that interesting, especially when compared to some of the other Wile E. Coyote and Bugs cartoons. And I mean, to be honest, my favourite bit in the whole thing, and I think this kind of suggests how much I didn't love the actual action, was when Bugs was stirring a cup of tea or a cup of water with a carrot. And I thought visually it looked very good. Oh, there's also a bit when they're both lying on a rock on their backs and they're like mirroring each other. And I thought that looked pretty good. So there were definitely a few bits here and there that I quite liked. The bit where Wile E. Coyote declared himself a vegetarian, kind of momentarily just giving up, I thought that worked very well as well. So, sure, there were bits of it that I actually thought worked quite well and were quite decent. The dialogue between the two I really enjoyed. I thought Bugs in particular had a lot of pretty good stuff to say, but I just find the narrative itself, the setup, the things that Coyote did, it just wasn't as creative or as inventive as it usually is with Coyote, and I felt like it was lacking something. It was lacking the spark, the thing that usually makes Coyote's efforts quite interesting. I'd recommend it if you're a fan of Bugs or Wile E. Coyote, but it's definitely not my favourite Warner Brothers cartoon.